Hey, 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 everybody. I'm Victor Brooks, and welcome back to the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam series. Come on in here, y'all. Come on in here. It's time once again that we talk about the artist and their journey. For those of you who are able to join us live every time, I thank you. Sundays is our day to kind of relax, be the day that we dedicate to ourselves, right? And so those of you who are able to watch live, thank you so much. And then thank you all who are bigger audience for the ones who watch on the recorded at a later time. We thank you anytime, either live or watching later on the recorded. Thank you for joining us when you do. Who do we have checking in? Our OG Indie Fam viewer, Patricia Bolton. Thank you, Lady Bolton, for coming in. Sarah Day, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Day. Follow the page of Sarah Day. Much respect. And we're putting our calendar together to welcome Sarah Day. She was actually one of our original Indie Fam guests back about a year and a half ago, right when COVID was hitting everything, and follow the page of Sarah Day. Her artistry, just incredible. Songwriter, singer, performer. Thank you. Mi amor de brasileiro. Muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. Muito obrigado. Who else do we have in here? Come on in, y'all. Come on in and let's talk of this journey. As you know, I'm so proud every time I'm able to introduce an artist maybe that you have not had an opportunity to meet or to experience their artistic expression. We're over up to over 1,500 independent artists and artist period globally. You've seen our artists. They've joined us from Japan, from Italy, from Chile, from Chicago, from the U.S., of course, from Canada. We've been able to bring you artists, and today I'm so proud and excited to bring 19-year-old Oriana Guidi from Mexico City, Mexico. When we get into her journey, you, just as I, will be introduced to her world of artistry, her world of expression. We'll be able to know where to follow, where to download, because as you know here on this format, we're all about the support and the respect of the artist and their journey. We want to know where to follow. We want to know where to download. We want to know where to purchase if we love. If it's something that speaks to us to purchase. We want to know where to come and see this performer live. There have been collaborations globally. There are about a couple of collaborative efforts that are going on now because of the show. Artists from another country are joining artists from another country by way of collaborating, through computer and the modern day technology. That's what it's all about, y'all. And that's what brings me joy, because it's not about who has the bigger numbers here, who has the bigger. To me, when a bigger numbers of viewers, meaning that people are sharing this new artist that they've seen. They're not sharing Victor, they're sharing that artist. If I'm able to be the conduit between introducing this artist to another platform, I've done my mission, because that's my passion. I want to bring that artist a new foundation, a new community, or maybe just simply endorse the community that this artist already has. So let me see. I see here that our guest Oriana is here. Let me press to bring her on. And we will start this conversation. So yes, if you see, hey, there you are. How are you, Oriana?
I'm great. Really happy to be here. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Can you hear me okay? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because you know what? I'm a dinosaur and I'm still learning this whole way of the button pushing and the bringing
Yeah.
people into the conversation, Please. So where are you joining us from? Beautiful Mexico City, huh?
Yes, I am. I'm from here, so that's where I am right now.
That's it. You know, I can hardly hear you a little bit. Are you um
I can get a little closer if that
okay.
helps.
That's cool. That's cool.
Is
There
that
you
a
go.
little bit
I can hear it. I can hear it.
great?
First of all, much congratulations on your journey that I've been researching. Composer, a musician, songwriter, singer, performer at 19 years old. Much respect. How have you been able to combine all of that so far into your journey at this age?
Well, I've just been really fortunate to know from a very young age. Like, my mother is an artist as well, and she's always made me feel, free enough and confident enough to explore art and music in all of its forms. So I think it's just that I've been, had the luxury of time and freedom to experiment and to play around with things that make fun sounds and just,
Gotcha.
um, do that as a way of something that brings me, just so much joy, as opposed to something that I need to do to make money right now or something. It's the fact that I've had freedom, I think, that has allowed me to explore these different aspects of music, production and composing and songwriting and singing. I also had I went to this really good art school in California for 3 years. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Idlewild Arts Academy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And yeah, and I studied songwriting there, and that was such a beautiful experience because I met people from all over the world that were so passionate and so talented, and I learned so much from being around them and from collaborating with them. So I think it's been a mixture of all that.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations on that. I can tell you from at 56 years old, at 19,
Mm-hmm.
I was, I think that's when it really started hitting me of the importance of the boundlessness of my exploration of my artistry, right? It wasn't just one, and that's what I have so much respect for you for, that, it's, we're as artists, we don't have walls, we don't have ceilings, we have a foundation which is we stand on, that's our artistry, but our creativity, our expressions of what you're plainly doing in all of the genres of that you're developing of your artistry, what feeds your artistic expression? What are you finding that feeds you in the development of each of those? Is it the same thing or is it different for each one? Or
I just think everything, it's a gift that I have, this like childlike thing where everything surprises me and everything inspires me. And so I can draw inspiration from most things and most people. And I'm just really curious about everything around me. So everything I've been like getting more into the sounds of nature lately, and using that into using that for composing, especially for film. And yeah, so I think it's a really wonderful thing, the ability to be fascinated by something
yeah.
that other people might find irrelevant or small. And I think when you can connect with that and tune in to that, it's just, an endless source of inspiration.
Endless source of inspiration. Come on now. You know what? That needs to be on a t-shirt, a poster. That's a commercial in its own right. Endless. Say that one more time for me. Say it again.
An endless source of inspiration.
Endless source of inspiration. A artist, indie fan, Positivity Posse. Our newest member just gave us our next take along or takeaway. Endless source of creativity. Come on. And when you find yourself, and I'm talking artist to artist because we all go through this, right? When you find yourself maybe, is the questioning is this source drying up? Is the inspiration kind of leaving today or right now or what have you? When you have those moments where it's like, when you have to remind yourself that, wait a minute, this is endless. What taps you back to what you
Yeah,
just said?
yeah. It's definitely hard sometimes when it's just not coming to you, and because it's really hard to turn it on and turn it off like that. It's just sort of something that happens, you know. I watched this TED talk. I can't remember who it was, but it was a writer that was talking about inspiration and how it's this sort of magical, mystical force that you can't. That it's sort of like something that passes through you, and you don't really have much control over it, you know. But I think, you know, as long as you try to tune back into the fact that you're doing it because it's fun and because it's exciting and because you're so passionate about it,
Yeah.
it just sort of will slowly get back. You can get back into the flow of writing and composing and whatever it is.
Right on, right on. Spotify says about your artistic expression, theatrical, fairy-like, unconventional style. Let me say that again. Theatrical, fairy-like, unconventional style. I dig and respect all three of those adjectives. So when you hear Spotify give that to you, what does that feel like? Are they hitting it on the head of where you're coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I actually changed that yesterday, so I'm really glad that I did and that you read
Oh,
that opposed to what I had before,
oh,
because I had that years ago. But yeah, it's been just really hard to try to define my music. You know, when people ask about, you know, what genre are you making? What is your music like? It's a hard question because I feel like, well, nowadays everything is a little, you know, fused between many genres, many cultures, many sources of inspiration. And so I just think it's hard to try to label everything and put it into such a tiny box of, you know, this is only R&B, this is only
yes,
pop, this is only
yes,
whatever.
yes.
Um, and it also like limits your freedom a little bit because, you know, I don't want to be thinking about that when I'm making music. You know, I
Come on.
want to be like going
That's right.
crazy and having fun.
That's right.
So I just chose those words because I feel like they're more than genres. They're moods and their emotion. Like they're words that really trigger a lot of emotion in me and positive things and
Yes,
like that curious thing and that mystical thing that I
yes.
really like to explore in my music. So yeah,
Come on now. Go ahead. You have an old soul. Have you
yeah, I
been
think so.
told that before? Have that, and do you believe that? Is that something that you can feel, or is that like, well, I really don't know what that means, or I don't agree with that, or what do you
No,
feel?
I definitely agree with that. I've never been like a normal teenager ever.
Hey, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, And I can remember, and I know that so many artists, uh, my age or around, we remember those times in our life, in our artist development, right? That I started to, I'm going to go me. I can't speak for everybody, me. I got to a point where I was like, listen, I'm not thinking like a lot of my peers of my age are thinking about this particular subject or about life itself. Even academically, when I was in school, test time came where the teacher's talking. Yes, I have to admit, the teacher sometimes sounded like the Charlie Brown "Wah teacher" to me. And I was looking out of the window and I wanted to see why that breeze was blowing that tree that way instead of the other way. Meaning the ethericalness of an artist, the spiritual experience of an artist, that out of the box thinking of an artist, which you most definitely have, which many of us have experienced. I never want to lose that.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you?
So no, I completely agree with that. I think that is where most of the joy and the fascination that keeps us doing this, even when it gets hard, even when, you know, because it is a really unstable career path.
Yeah.
um, but we're choosing that freedom and that magic and that joy over that
Come on.
called stability, I think. So yeah, I definitely think that's really, really important.
How do you deal with the and I'm going to go internal again because those that watch the show know that I always like to go from myself because I can't speak for anyone else. I think to judge anyone else is that's wrong answer. So I always go to my thing. How do you, which I experienced as well, and I know other artists, that self-doubt moment of artistry? Am I good enough? Is it compatible? The comparison game as an artist, you know?
Hmm. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it can get pretty tough sometimes because
Yeah.
I think we're very, as people sometimes, we can be very fragile and
Mhm.
have one comment like get us like doubting everything, and so it really has to do, I think, with being able to like get some outside perspective, like look at things, put everything in proportion, and realize first of all that the problem that you think is like taking up your entire life right now is not that big.
Come on, girl.
um,
That's right.
and then just sort of take a deep breath and realize that everything, like, you are who you are, your music is what it is, it's what you make, and if it's honest and if it's coming from your heart, it's good enough, and there's going to be an audience for it.
That's right.
If it's big, if it's not big, I don't know, but yeah, you can't really be doubting everything based on these tiny things, like whether somebody said, it's okay, it's not that great, or whether it's just like
Yes.
these little things that get us, like, yeah. I
Oh,
think
come on, girl. I co-sign much respect on every word of that. I agree. And as you can, if you can see going back, the thumbs are going up, the hearts are going up because you hit a note with us as well. Because let me tell you something. There's, in my opinion, okay, it, social media it's good and terrible to me. Okay, social media, whatever platform it is, meaning this, it's good because for us as artists, we can reach, immediately a whole lot of people. All right, globally, it can, the downside of it is what you just hit so perfectly. It only becomes a downside if we as the artist allow it to. We put out, like you just said, Lady Oriana, and that was, I have to keep giving you a cosign on that because that's right. At any age, Indie Fam and Positivity Posse, artist, yep, this is my commercial right now. You know what I'm saying to you. You are the artist. Create what's in you, what gives you, what feeds you, and then put it together in whatever kind of package you want to put it together. Put it out here on this social media thing. Let's see how it drops. If it drops to the ones, because I guarantee you it's going to drop to many who are going to dig what you're giving us. The ones that don't dig it, don't feed them. Put them in the layaway. And you know what, Oriana? I learned this too. My nephew taught me, he said, and my son, they said, well, you can block people, Unc. You can delete a artist. Block and delete. Move on with your artistry. They don't make or break what you are and what you're giving the world.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think that also applies to the positives, because
Yes.
and this is advice that I've been given before, that don't read too much into either side. When you're getting praise, you like take it with a grain of salt, because if you let it get to your head, it can also like be, I don't know, throw you off a little. And I think you should know who you are independently of what anybody else thinks.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And let me ask you something. How what I can say in your mature journey, artistic journey, what keeps you grounded? What keeps you focused? Because I know as artists, it's just in who we are, we can go off into a realm because that's our creativity. But what brings you back? I have what brings me back, other artists do, but what brings you back to your creativity, your mission of your artistry? Because I want to know what your mission is too after this. But what brings you back?
Well, I mean, I think it's partially me reminding myself of why I'm doing this, why I'm here, you know, what I'm trying to do, and just like doing that thing that I said before about trying to get perspective on everything. And then, you know, obviously my mom really helps a lot. She's a person that really keeps me grounded and you know, keeps me. She's the best. I could talk about my mother for hours, but
Wonderful.
but yeah, and my friends, you know, everything about my real life, because sometimes social media can seem, you know, it just makes your reality seem a little distorted. Like, oh, these are the people that are all the people that exist in the world, and then and if you put too much energy into that, I feel like you can get really distracted from what's real and tangible in your life, you know. And so yeah, I'd say that.
What's real and tangible in your life, what you can feel, what you can hold on to, you know? What is your mission? What do you hope that when people hear your artistry, are exposed to your artistry, what's your mission for them? What do you hope that gives them?
I mean, the first word that popped into my head was freedom. Like, I would really like it if people that connect with my music could experience that sense of freedom that I get when I'm creating it. You know, that sense of this doesn't have to be this or that. It doesn't have to fit in this or this box. You don't have to be this person to make this music. You know, and that's also, you know, as a woman, as a Mexican woman, you know, it's part of that whole thing of you can be whoever and you can make whatever and you can, you know, just that sort of thing, making people feel free and happy and powerful, I guess.
Yes, powerful. And like you just mentioned, come on. I mean, the rich artistic cultural history of Mexican artistry, the music, the dance, the food, the style, the rhythm, the vibe is so rich and so deep, all right? And so beautiful to what has been a gift to the world, in my opinion, my humble opinion. And how do you make sure that how do you include that saison in your artistry for the world as well?
I mean, I actually don't know if I do that. Sometimes I feel a little guilty that I write in English a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because, I mean, I did study composition in California, and it was just my training and the way that I learned about songwriting was all
Yeah.
in English. And it just sort of comes easier
Uh-huh.
to me for some reason. But I think, you know, part of it is just ingrained in who I am, so it's just
That's
gotta
it.
come out in some
That's it.
way.
That's it.
Um,
That's what
it's
I
not that
was.
I do it consciously.
Oh no, hey, you know what? You hit it right on the head, lady, because it's who you are. It's what you give. No matter what that expression comes out, your fans love you. Your followers, really, you have followers. Okay, I've noticed here in certain comments on your page and the listener thing on Spotify that they're giving. When you know that you have people that you're touching in this way, some people that you're feeding, that's why I ask you the first way, you know, what is it you want to give to your listeners? What does it feed back to you? When you know that you've given your artistry, you've given your, because as artists, we are vulnerable beings. We are very sensitive, vulnerable beings, okay? And it doesn't change. We're like this for the rest of our life. And I love it. I love it though. But what does it feed you to know you have fed someone else?
I mean, it's a really beautiful feeling of accomplishment. You feel really fulfilled when you know that something that came out of your heart touched somebody else's, even if that sounds a little cheesy. But yeah, it's just like because music is such it's a way to connect with people. It just goes beyond all sorts of barriers. You know, language, time, space, anything. It just transcends all of that. So knowing that you can reach somebody that's completely different to you in all other ways, but suddenly you found this one thing that makes you feel connected and whole and happy. I don't know, it's just beautiful.
Beautiful. You know what, Oriana, you give me hope. As a dinosaur artist, you give me hope for the future of artistry. You really do. And it lets me know that not only is this an individual who is technically sound, writes music, composes, writes the lyrics, performs, but getting to know you, it also reassures me that what's coming from you that you're putting in your artistry is something that the world needs. You're real, not you're artistic to the core, and you have your old soul wisdom and your mother that's there to, you told me, you expressed to us with that the future of Oriana. What do you want for your future? Where are you heading with this?
Ooh, I want so many things.
Please.
Yeah, I want to be a really established film composer. I want to make music for many beautiful films. I want to be a performer and be able to perform in many places and meet all sorts of people. And I want to produce my own music and other people's music. I want my life to be filled with music forever in many different aspects.
Yes.
And obviously, I want to live from it, like be able to make enough money to live from it. But that's really not why I'm doing any of it. So I hope that I'm this passionate about what I do for the rest of my life, and I will just be happy like that.
Right on, girl. Right on. I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there any type of a presentation you can give us today? Anything? Vocally?
What do you mean?
Singing something? If not, no problem. We'll come back with another show for that, but there have been a lot of requests. That's why I honor those requests.
I'll redirect your request and get you to listen a song that dropped yesterday?
Okay.
2 days ago on Friday. It's a song that I wrote with a composer. His name is Balamurali Balu. He is Indian, and I met him through an online cinematic composing course.
Okay.
And we collaborated on it. He produced the track, and I wrote the top line. And we're actually pretty happy with how it came out. So if you have a chance, check that out.
What's the name of the song? Where can we download?
It's called Shooting for the Stars.
Okay.
And you can download it anywhere, like Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere.
Let it, ladies and gentlemen, Shooting for the Stars, download from any format. Also, I'm going to give you a couple of my favorites in the research of Lady Oriana as well. Let It In and Shoot the Messenger, and also off of Purple Keys. Tell us about your projects. How did those develop? Were those things that you created yourself and invited others, or were those collaborative things that maybe others and then invited you? How did those projects start and happen?
Well, Purple Keys is an EP that I released in 2020, so it's a couple years old, and they're all songs that I have a lot of love for them, but it's not what I'm writing right now. So it's interesting for me as an artist to just look back and see over a relatively short period of time, like how fast my style can change and my voice, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really fun project and really wonderful first approach for me to record that with really great musicians and to be working with so many talented people on that. I learned so much from making it, and it's a really nice reminder for me of because I did that when I was 16.
Wow.
And so yeah, it's just really, really, really nice to have that there as a reminder of what, collaboration with talented people that you like as people as well, because that was a really important component of it. They're really talented and they're also really beautiful people, and so what came out of it is just really, I think it's really genuine, and it's really it's full of love.
Out of sight. And hey, y'all, as I just mentioned, for her new single that, like she mentioned, has just come out, the three that I've just mentioned, all of this is Spotify, all of this is downloadable everywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, as much as I see your comments coming up, ladies and gentlemen, Positivity Posse and Indie Fam, and I know I'll get your emails because after every episode during that week, I cannot tell you how much I enjoy your emails of the episodes, of what certain parts of each episode meant to you all. I'll pour my glass of vino, I'll sit back and I'll watch and read your comments, I'll take my notes. And one thing I know that each and every one of you all, because like I said, I see your comments, you feel the artistry and realism of Lady Oriana today. You know exactly what it's doing and giving your soul, because I see your comments and I know what it is to be able to sit and listen as an artist to another artist who's saying what we've been thinking, saying what we may have been feeling, such as Oriana today. Y'all, go to her page, follow her page, go download the music. If your soul was fed something today with meeting her verbally and conversationally, you can bet your bottom dollar that something in that music is going to feed you just as well. And I have no doubt, because I've been fed when I listen to her artistry through the research of today's show. Oriana, film composing. Come on now. Film composing, a vision of 19-year-old artist Oriana. Where did that come from? The yearning to want to compose for film.
It came from the fact that my biggest music inspiration is Danny Elfman. I just look at him and his career, and everything that he does is it's just amazing. Like, he's a film composer, he's a songwriter, he's a producer, and the way that he's managed his career is just impressive to me. And that's sort of, even in terms of style, like the theatrical aspect of it, I think he definitely has it too, and you can sort of hear that a little bit in my music. So through him and through other film composers that I really love, I just got into how expressive and how beautiful a form of storytelling it can be.
Wow.
And so I've gotten into that. I already got the really amazing opportunity to co-write the score to a show that's going to be on HBO.
Wow.
So can't talk about it very much though, but yeah, and so yeah, that's where that came from.
Congratulations. Oh man. Now listen, when you're able to talk about it and it's ready to premiere, let us know, because we want to support. We want to let especially now that you're Indie Fam and Positivity Posse, and we want everybody to share it on their pages. We want everybody to get the word out, because to me, that's what it's all about. It's about the support of one another. It's about helping each other, showing that I got you. We're in this thing together, especially if your artistry is feeding me. What advice can you give other young artists before we close? What advice can you give other young artists, let's say under 25, if they're in the development? And what I always like to say is it's not better than, it's different than, when it comes to relating your artistry to the world. But what is your advice to other young artists, aspiring artists?
I think it would definitely just be, it might sound cliche, but be yourself in the purest form of the word. Just stop thinking about what other people are going to think of you, of your music, of if this is going to be commercial enough, if this is going to be, whatever it is. Just if you're in it for the right reasons and you're fascinated by music and you're passionate about art, do it for those reasons, and then the rest will follow, I think. So just be genuine in what you're putting out there.
That's it. That's it. Thank you so much. This has been a wonderful conversation. Much respect for you and your artistry. You have a family of artists here that are ready to support whatever it is you're putting out. And we're here. We're ready to do that. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you to your mother for what she has done in creating this incredible artist for the world as well. Anything in the final, or that you, as far as anything upcoming that you want to make sure we know about before we go? How do we follow? How do we download? All formats I know, but what about other places to follow you?
I would really appreciate it if you could follow me on my Spotify, because I will be releasing an album really soon. that I'm really, really proud of and really happy to share with everybody. So I will be posting things about that, singles, and then a full length, my first full length album. So
First full length. Fantastic. Much love and much respect, Lady Oriana. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday for the rest of the time, and a wonderful career, artistry, exploration, all of it. It belongs to you. Have a good one. Thank you for your time. All right. Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, she gives us hope for the future of artistry. You know, I know you feel it. I see your comments. When we're able to sit and talk with an artist, not just scroll through, you know, which is beautiful too, which is fantastic. Not just, you know, it's a very positive thing to be able to scroll through an artist. If you can, go ahead and do those sponsors, you know, that you can do. So to get more word out about, you know, sending those clips of knowing who you are and what you do. But then when we're able to sit down and have these conversations with like Queen Oriana today, you know, we're able to know why we love that artistic expression that just jumps out at us on the page. It makes us scroll back and then follow that person, you know, which makes us go find that music on downloadable formats and then download that artist. I don't care if you're a writer, if you're a singer, if you're a culinary, if you're comedic, whatever your artistic expression is, keep on keeping on, y'all. Don't compare yourself. It's not a fact of being better than, it's different than. Nobody can be you but you. Be happy about that, which I know so many of you are. But then also always remember that whatever you're expressing, it's what you're expressing. Just because someone may not agree or believe or ride the same train with you, no big problem, because so many are. Do you. Much love and much respect to each and every artist that's out here doing your thing in every language, in every culture, in every genre, whatever, in every age. It's never too late, because we all need what it is you have to give us. So keep on keeping on, y'all. Keep those DMs, like I just learned, keep those DMs coming at me. I want to hear what's on your heart. Brother Ted Odell Robinson, much love and respect. Thank you for taking the time today. Real Reggie Jackson, much love and much respect. Thank you for joining us today. Travis Slaughter, actor, thank you for joining us. Marco Cilia, thank you. Jose Carlos, thank you so much. Fiona Palermo, oh, much respect. Thank you. You rock. Thank you so much. Everybody, especialmente minha família de brasileiro, muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. Meu coração é muito cheio quando você tem tempo, seu tempo hoje quando você via video. Thank you so much, my Brazilian family, for joining me every time you're able to take your time to watch on video. We thank you for joining us. And like I always say, every Sunday at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, come on back and get some of this positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it, skinny dip in it if you want to, but just jump in that pool of positivity. And when you get out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. And we'll see you next time on the Victor Brooks Show Indie Fam series right here on Instagram.